a world where nostalgia tastes like sugar and the truth is wrapped in bubblegum, one man becomes the conduit of chaos. He wanted to entertain, but fate wanted more. Truth is Chewy, and this is Gumballhead.
Or Gumballhead. So let me get this straight. He gives life advice by pulling gumballs out of his head.
Technically, yes. Spiritually, he's the glitch in the gum-based matrix.
And people actually follow the advice?
One guy avoided a blender accident. Another started a cult, so mixed results.
This is what happens when your life coach is also a mall mascot.
And that's why I always say, chew responsibly.
Welcome back to another Beer Me That Movie feature film inspired by your beers, chosen by your votes.
This is Gumballhead.
And now, John and Harrison present our feature film.
What happens when your TikTok psychic turns out to be a malfunctioning mall mascot possessed by candy-coated knowledge?
Moving on to Act 1.
Okay, so Act 1, Bubblegum Prophecies. Who is Gumballhead or Gumballhead? Is it Gumballhead or
don't
Gumballhead?
Start this. I don't know, John. I don't know these things. We cover this on Boots and Buckles.
I feel like if we call him Gumballhead, it's gonna mess everyone
It will
up.
piss off everybody listening. Gumballhead, Gumballhead, Mr. Gumballhead. Hey, Mr. Gumballhead. Grandpa, get back in the car.
8 seconds to make this an Italian film.
Usually does a new record. Oh, that's how they say it here. I think it's pronounced Gumballhead. I think we all can agree
We'll go with
on that. Who is Gumballhead? So we covered this in the Fast Five, but again, no need to go back and listen. You should, but not now. You're here. Just listen to this. Gumballhead. So he's really, we kind of painted this picture of he's like kind of an out of work street performer. He got a gig at the mall. Now the mall is dying. But his whole kind of routine, it revolves around him wearing this massive gumball machine costume. Think like Plexi-Dome kind of helmet full of gumballs or fake gumballs where the real ones come out of him. We're not going to disclose that. You'll just have to go with the flow and trust us. It's somewhere kind of sanitary. But, this guy used to do birthdays and bar mitzvahs. Big events at the mall, but now he kind of gets, pity quarters thrown at him, a lot of weird looks. The kids still like him, but the parents pull them away most of the time. So he's kind of this like ancient dying breed of performer, kind of like a sideshow act, but he's in a mall right now.
I mean, the mall's dying.
That's right.
I don't remember anyone ever being excited about a gumball head in the last 20 or gumball in the last 20 years.
Right. No
Who
one over
carries
10.
a quarter?
Yeah, right. That's his biggest problem is nobody has money, real money, coins.
And from the sounds of what you said initially, it's not even like a real gumball machine. The whole thing's like a prop.
Yeah, yes, and he has the ability to release, actual gumballs from his gumball pouch inside his apparatus. But when you're looking, imagine a man's head in a sea of gumballs inside a helmet, kind of gumball, dome thing. Right, exactly. Just the good thing he wasn't Claw Man. He just have a huge claw banging him in the head around a bunch of stuffed animals.
Capture the man.
Capture the man.
Clawhead was a different beer we did not
Please
select.
make it stop. It keeps cutting my forehead. There's blood everywhere.
So, Gumballhead, great character, right out of a scripting 101 book.
Yeah, exactly right. Classic.
Tell me about Gumballhead's like inner what makes him special? Like, how are we going to make a movie about this failed street performer, kid fan?
So I think he kind of realized, as many kind of sideshow acts do long ago, that just being a gumball machine wasn't enough. It was also probably kind of creepy. And I'm sure if an adult stayed around more than 30 seconds, they're asking where are the gumballs coming from? All questions he can't afford to answer. So instead of just pulling kind of gumballs out of his head and giving it to people, he decides to pair that gumball with some kind of like advice, like, you know, riddles or just advice about life. Not too deep though, simple
Like,
things.
Give me some examples.
Okay. It could be just as simple as like, always wear your seatbelt.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bit deeper, don't trust the squirrels.
Okay.
Or maybe really good advice like trans fats are bad. This little Johnny walks by with a case of donuts and waddles to, you know, the riding duckmobile that he gets to throw a quarter in instead of giving it to Gumball Man. But anyway, Gumballhead, he's trying, he's being helpful, but that's kind of his shtick, his thing. He's able to give a gumball, give a little maybe slightly funny piece of advice and a chuckle and a smile, and people are on their way to Abercrombie to buy a $90 pair of jeans, and that's that.
But so what happened with the squirrel one? Seemed like it was a bit of an outlier. Is this like, is it a personal thing, or is it just prophecy, or is the grand scheme like, is he just like kind of trying to find a way to be relevant, or is there something deeper that he's looking for, like a purpose?
That's a great question, and I think that's the thing. I think he started out just trying to kind of get tips.
Sure, okay.
Right?
It is profit, yeah.
He is trying to he's surviving on quarters.
Never date redheads.
They'll drink you under the table. It's just genetics. So again, some of his warnings maybe aren't warranted, especially for an 8-year-old child walking around a mall. But yeah, I think he does that deal, the kind of giving advice and giving out gumballs. Maybe it's wearing thin a little quicker, or it's not fulfilling his life the way that he thought it could. There's a hole, John, in his life, a hole, and it's bigger than a gumball can fill.
It's a big hole.
It's a huge hole, a gaping. Okay.
And so he's looking for meaning and extra quarters.
Absolutely.
And let me guess, it's a gumball that ends up giving him some real advice.
Exactly right. I think you're dead on there. So one day a gumball literally rolls out of his goofy gumball outfit, and there's something written on it, some words written on it for the first time. This has never happened before. And this catches maybe Gumballhead off guard, or like, you know, the person he hands it to, and they say, what's this? It says avoid the blue hatchback on Route 9.
Okay.
Some lady who he gives it to. And then surprise, surprise, the next day, Route 9, blue hatchback, it explodes.
So now he's like Nostradamus. Like, right. This random gumball pops out. We're seeing it happen.
Yes.
We don't. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Yes. Gumball Stradamus, as they say. So, and I think this keeps happening. Absolutely. So the next day, it happens again. Don't order the meatball sub, rolls out on top of a blue gumball printed there, hands it to a man. The man goes, and I'll say this for later after I have my lunch. I'm going to have the meat. Well, actually, give me the chicken cutlet. Sits down, watches another man order the meatball sub from the meatball sub place in the food court, and the guy almost dies. Chokes on something in the meatball or whatever. They got to give him the Heimlich. So this man just looks down at the gumball as he's finishing his chicken cutlet. My lord, this goofy gumball
saved my life.
It saved my life. And then it kind of starts to escalate. So there's kind of these small, maybe coincidences that start, but then it gets a little bit bigger. And let's say one day a group of kids come to the mall to film some new TikTok dance that involves jumping over a mall fountain. You know, that's the classic. It's
already been done.
Sure, or falling into it, whatever. And so, and maybe this time, without even like a kid coming over to reach for the gumball or talk to Gumballhead, a gumball just rolls out on its own, which has never happened before. Usually Gumballhead's able to control when a gumball falls out of his body. Not today. And the gumball just says, be careful, this next slip could be your last. And Gumballhead staring at it, looking at the kids, looking at the gumball, looking at the pool of water that's maybe kind of on the floor next to the fountain, and kind of puts it all together as he sees one of the kids like 20 feet away, ready to run right into that pool, and he'll slide into the concrete and be dead as a gumball, as a chewed piece of gum, yesterday's gum. And Gumball
Found it.
Gumball
Found
got there, and Gumballhead rushes in as the kid's about to hydroplane on this pool of water and saves him. And at first, you know, it's that classic scene in a lot of movies where it's like, hey, weirdo, what are you doing to Kevin? Get your hands off him. And then like some older gentleman walks through the puddles, slips, falls on his butt because he was just walking. But the kids are smart enough to be like, oh my gosh, if Gumballhead didn't stop Kevin and Kevin hit that puddle full steam, he'd be dead. Gumballhead, how did you know? And before he can even think or say anything, their phones are out. They're live on TikTok and Instagram and whatever, sharing their story, getting their phones in Gumballhead's face. And this thing takes off like any good viral video. Is there a Gumballhead?
There's 14 people watching my TikTok live right now, Gumballhead.
This is the most important people in town. They're all 14 of them are watching it.
I mean, that might be true.
That might be true.
The kids' TikTok. So we kind of had to figure this Gumballhead costume was going to have some sort of powers. What I want to know now is like, is this a fluke or is this something he can replicate? Like,
Right.
Is it a power or did we just get lucky a couple times?
Sure.
Oddly specifically lucky with a blue hatchback.
Right. Really knew what was going on. This information that's on top of these gumballs, where it's coming from. And I think that's the kicker. Like in the beginning, Gumballhead both has no idea, but is also just kind of like riding this wave. And you see this a lot in movies like Bruce Almighty, where it's like, I got all the power, I can do whatever I want. Like, you're not really thinking about what are the consequences. Every time I do this, does, some old lady die somewhere? It's like the light switch in your house. It doesn't do anything.
It does something.
It does something. Somewhere someone is screaming in a closet, getting electrocuted because an old socket just zapped him thanks to you. But anyway, so I think every day they say it's a little bit weirder. He starts pulling gumballs, live again online. And maybe he's starting with like one a day, and it goes from 14 people to 1,000 to 10,000 to millions of people are now on TikTok watching him. And some of the advice is wholesome. Some of it maybe gets a little weird, a little darker, John, as it would on that movie show.
Of course.
He's saying things like, the chickens know, or your mirror isn't broken, your reality is. And some girl runs away in tears.
Okay, but gonna slow you down here.
Sure. we're hydroplaning.
What do the chickens know? Like, why do they? Is there writing on the chickens?
There could be.
We've got squirrels and we've got chickens.
A lot of animals.
You're right. Your mirror isn't broken. Your reality is. That's that's already on TikTok. But
right.
Why the chickens?
Yeah, I have no idea why the chickens. It's just something and neither does he. It's just kind of coming to him, John, these messages, and he swears he's not writing them. He has no clue where they're coming from. But so far, each one has been correct. And obviously, this gets a little Final Destination-y, but like some of this information, they're causing ripples. Like, he's changing people's lives. The guy didn't eat the meatball sub. The woman didn't drive behind the car. The kid didn't wipe out in the mall, So maybe we'll talk a bit about that later. But in the moment, he's this kind of center of this huge digital movement. And people are, like tattooing his quotes on his body. There's Gumballhead groups.
The merch sales.
Yeah, things are getting weird.
This is how the cult of Gumballhead is born.
Exactly.
Who hasn't been accosted by some stranger to tell you about a TikTok personality that has changed their lives and will change yours? You need to leave your partner, sell your house, live amongst the pines.
That's right. The pines have all the answers. Another Gumballhead quote.
What's this like? This has got to be doing. You kind of said, like many new superpowers you're kind of like riding that high.
Yes.
What's the emotional toll this is taking on Gumballhead? Like, is he feeling the fulfillment that he had when he first started making up trans fats are bad? That's not made up. That's true. Is he scared? Right. Is he excited? Is he addicted to this? Like, what's he feeling?
Yes to all the above. And this, in Act 1, we're kind of just rocketing up the mountain right now. Things are good. Things are groovy. But I think as Act 1 comes to a close, which it's probably about to, something a little bump in this adventure shows up in the form of some, as always, a hooded figure kind of in the shadows. Gumballhead's noticed this person a couple times before in the crowds that are getting bigger and bigger, watching him pull gumballs and give advice. So finally, this person approaches him or seems to approach him. Maybe it's, oh, good, this person's been here for a while. They're going to ask today. I'll get to read their fortune, whatever. He didn't really think too much of it. And certainly, as she walks up, the gumball rolls out, and there's no note. Nothing. It's the first time this has happened since the message began.
A blank ball.
A blank ball, John. Exactly right. And in the moment, obviously, Gumballhead has no idea what to do. He's just a conduit, really. He's kind of just rolling with the punches. The crowds don't know what to do. The crowds demand a gumball message. So it's almost like this, what could be a significant moment of this person who has no message for them is forgotten. It's overwhelmed by people being like, "I'll go. She's got no future," and maybe gets a laugh.
Her future's over.
She's probably gonna die today.
Me
Get
next.
out of the way.
Very American Mall. Me next.
Your time's up.
Give me one.
TikTok demands fortunes.
Shouldn't wear a hoodie in the mall. Get out of here.
Exactly right. And she scurries away, this hooded figure. And yeah, exactly that. Someone asks for another fortune. It rolls. It's a good one. The crowd cheers. The numbers on TikTok go up. And yes, this is like the most purpose, obviously, Gumballhead has ever felt in his life. He went from like failed performer to failed mall performer, which is even below mime. And it's brutal down there. And now he's on top of the world. But of course, with a rise to fame that happens that quickly, it's going to start to warp anyone's grip on reality.
Things are heating up. Welcome to Act 2.
We begin Act 2, Fowl play. Harrison, Act 2 needs a twist.
Ooh.
What is it?
All right. So we're going to re-enter semi-familiar territory, I think.
Oh, boy.
We've got a huge world. Well, it's not huge. We keep really building up on.
We've got a big neighborhood of world.
Certain parts of the world. That's right. It's a big neighborhood. It's huge if you're tiny.
It's only an hour-long show.
That's right. We can only build so much. But I think it would be fun to have a corporate rep from, let's call this place PoultraCo Industries. PoultraCo.
Okay.
Visit Gumballhead. And so PoultraCo is Lagerstein's largest chicken processing operation. Chickens twice the size of American chickens.
Oh, boy.
But no growth hormones, supposedly. At least nothing we would consider a growth hormone. But they're growing outside of the country, flown in. They dodge all the rules. The FDA can't ask any questions. The perfect loophole. So they show him a gumball, though. They show up. He's like, "Why are you here? You want an autograph? Whatever." Maybe he's not going quite to his head that quick, but he's maybe unsurprised.
I do gum, not chicken.
Right.
What are you doing?
But from a large company who maybe wants to buy some ad time, sponsor his next shirt, who knows? And they pull him aside. And they show him a gumball, and it's got PoultraCo's logo inside of it. Like, they know what he's doing, and they've been watching him.
No, like, we're not going to go with PoultraCo is controlling Gumballhead.
Well, that's the question, John. I mean, I think he starts noticing maybe as he reviews some of his TikTok videos, a lot of the times there are ads for PoultraCo chickens in front of him. The gumball messages start turning darker, and maybe the messages get a little bit confusing.
Give me a confusing chicken-inspired secret marketing message on a gumball.
Refrigerate your thoughts. Consume the yolk. Okay. One just says bok 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 bok.
So great, we go full Cronenberg / Nugget Nectar.
Yes,
I love it. Who else who else is affected by this new Act 2 chicken company? Like, is the audience starting to do weird stuff? Like, is TikTok audience, or is the cult leading into chicken?
Oh yeah, the chicken. I mean, everything. It's big time. They're forming Gumballhead meetups. Maybe they're building statues out of old gumballs. Maybe some out of old PoultraCo chicken carcasses. There's a black market for authentic gumballs.
Nice.
That emerges. So yeah, exactly right. And he's trying to stop. Maybe
he's made a decision. This is too much.
I think he feels like he's flying too close to the sun. Maybe he breaks his costume. No more gumballs. But the people riot. They need their daily prophecy. Maybe one person even like dies trying to recreate how Gumballhead does his messages on TikTok. Of course, there's going to be the Jawbreaker Jesus cult, some knockoff cult that comes in to compete.
Always got to be a knockoff cult, a social media competitor.
Exactly.
It sounds like, I like the idea that maybe he's finally thinking, this is too much.
Yes.
I'm not in control of this power. These chicken people are weird.
Yeah, right.
He's tried to break, but the cult that he's built, the fans that he's built demand
exactly right.
The drawbacks of being fame.
That's right. There's a tsunami that's already coming his way that he can't really stop. Can't get off this train. It's already rolling down the tracks, but he's still going to try. And I think in this moment when he's kind of running away from stuff, and
take me to let's do a big jump cut in the movie.
Okay.
Like, he's experienced this. Things are getting weird. He's having a change of mind. Like, the movie's going to jump and we're going to land. Where?
Yeah, he's kidnapped by PoultraCo.
Great.
Thrown in the back of a van, whatever. And I think we'll learn that PoultraCo is, of course, a subsidiary of Big Boom Inc., which is the largest defense manufacturer in the world, John.
Chicken and defense.
As we all know. That's right. Gumballhead thinks that they want to extract the source of the gumball messages from him.
Okay.
Right? Because he now like a defense company. Oh, God. But I think they already know what it is, because Big Bomb and / PoultraCo, they stumbled upon the ability to see into the future years ago, but that technology, it's been too tough to control. So they think, their kind of theory is somehow Gumball had got a hold of it and he's using it for profit. We got to shut this down, but also he's figured out how to do it.
Okay, so quick question.
Yeah.
Has he tried just taking the helmet off and leaving it behind, or is this like Bond? I mean, I guess we kind of talked about that already.
We did.
So wait a minute. The chicken people, are you telling me the chicken people can also see into the future?
It seems that way.
Do we know what the real source of this is? I mean, I know we're trying to put this together like a movie, but I really want to can I know what the real, is this a cosmic force? Is it an algorithm so powerful it runs off pure ice?
Right. And fear and the refuse of chickens. We don't know. That's the horror, John. Nobody knows. I think we can leave that mysterious, not give everyone all the answers this time. It might be humanity's subconscious just like leaking through flavor through cracks in the gum matrix.
What color would your gumball be?
I keep seeing red for some reason.
Oh boy, that's not good.
That's asking for trouble. I know. I'd like to think it was green, but red.
I was going to say green for me.
That's good. Green's better.
It's not true, but I'd like it to be green.
What would it be?
Probably
John?
Black.
The licorice balls. Those are the worst. Oh my God. Okay. And so I think, I think what is clear for Gumballhead is that, maybe PoultraCo, what he's thinking is, are they predicting or maybe determining the future? Is PoultraCo trying to use this power to do that? But again, they haven't been able to do it reliably yet. And he kind of picks this up, overhearing as he's kidnapped in the back of the van or whatever. They're context clues that the audience will grab all this information that we're telling you now that Gumballhead learns. But they capture him because he's been able to basically see the future really easily with his gumballs. They got to figure out, how did it happen? Did he steal our technology? Did he stumble across it another way? And they're a big defense company, so they just capture people and find out answers.
Yeah, it's not hard to do, really. Couple questions before we jump into Act 2.
Okay.
When they kidnap him, what vehicle do they use?
Man, let's have it be a sweet Astro van.
Love this. Flames on the side.
Side. Really inconspicuous. But they don't care. They're so brash. They're untouchable.
He's huge on TikTok now, millions of followers.
Yes.
How many lewd pictures and videos has he received unrequested?
Oh my gosh, probably a million by now. A lot of people naked holding a chicken. A lot of people putting gumballs places we're not going to mention here. Yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of unsavory photos of people doing unsavory things, which is just a benefit. I mean, the cost of being famous.
Last question before we move on to Act 2. Any like rich, influential, or political secret fans that are like, look, Gumballhead, you got to tell me about my next big decision.
Oh, yeah.
Should we get and reunite for Backstreet Boys or not?
Say, David Hasselhoff is hitting him up on the side, being like, should I do another album?
I could get Pam Anderson.
I think I can get Pam. I can bring her back. Yeah, I'm sure that's all that's happening. From the Pope down to David Hasselhoff, people want to know and get inside Gumballhead's head.
Okay, and then one final question. Okay. I know I just said that, but
there's more to come.
These are just questions that I have.
Good.
When Gumballhead eats, how does that happen? I caught Harrison taking a sip of this Bevo pills, and we need to calm it down. Take your drink. You're in a safe place.
Oh my God!
You can swallow. Myself. This is a safe place to swallow.
Okay. What was the question? How does he eat?
How does Gumballhead eat?
Better than me.
Doesn't have to be in the movie. I think our audience just really wants to know, and so do I.
I think sadly and alone in his apartment. But mechanically, I mean, he can remove the gumball head. We just don't see that. Again, this is one of these movies you watch it and you're saying, what? The whole time. And hopefully you're not angry at the end. You're just going, well, that was something. We're not going to spoon feed you. We're not going to hand you the gumball in this one. You're going to have to dig through a ball pit in an old Discovery Zone to find it.
Well, let's find out if you like the ending or not. It's coming up next in Act 3.
This is it. The final showdown. Act 3.
So Act 3, a bursting point. Here's a great interview-based question that I'm going to use to kick this off, Harrison. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What happens next? So Gumballhead's been kidnapped.
Yes.
What happens next? There, I helped you out a little bit.
Perfect. So I think Act 3 opens up with Gumballhead kind of waking up, surrounded by armed guards. He's in a vat of some weird sugar slurry connected to a giant machine. And we learn quickly, again, through context clues and overhearing stuff, this is the machine that PoultraCo has built to see the future. It can also debone 10 mature hens at once in a single motion.
That sounds... Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say it predicts the future and debones chickens?
Yes.
That sounds horrifyingly efficient and extremely unsanitary.
It is. But when you control a country's food supply and all their weapons... Not too many people will tell you no.
Yes. Okay, so back to the plot. How does Gumballhead intend? How's he going? Let's assume he wants to escape.
Sure.
Who likes being kidnapped?
And
very few people on Craigslist.
Sugar soup, right?
And putting a sugar story.
Not zero on Craigslist. It's not 0.
Yeah.
It's just a lower number. Maybe not as low as you think.
So is he now just... We can't end the movie with him doomed to be a human gumball attached to this machine forever.
Right.
Prognosticating the future for
right.
these chicken tycoons.
Exactly.
Does he have a way out? Does he start to see a way out?
I think he absolutely does. I mean, to start, actually, he doesn't. I mean, this is the moment in the movie where Gumballhead's looking around. He's kind of trapped in this sugary soup vat, surrounded by armed guards. He has no idea where he is. No one knows he's here. He's the most popular man in the world, but he's all alone, John.
Wow, well done.
He's got nothing.
Millions of followers, but no friend.
But exactly correct. Yes, right. So that the shallowness of fame is revealed to him right here on this lonely, creepy science floor, surrounded by dead chickens and a time machine. And so I think he's kind of standing there, floating there in this weird sugar soup, thinking about, my God, how did I get here? And all I wanted was to make some kids smile and laugh in the mall. And then I changed the world and I really piss off the wrong people. And oh God, oh woe is me. He thinks about maybe just drowning himself in the sugar, and maybe even lost in his own thoughts of like, gosh, if it is me, if I'm the one that can somehow tell the future, I can't be given up to these people. They're going to use me for evil, for bad, taking my own life. And as he's about to maybe do that, we see him kind of sinking back into the sugary soup, not taking a deep breath, trying to sugar soup himself to death. We hear a familiar plop, and we see a gumball float through the vat and land right in his lap as he's in the bottom of this vat, again, about to end it all. And on the ball, it just says, chew now or forever rot.
Great message.
And so he pops it in his mouth, begins chewing frantically. This gumball tastes a little different. And then I think a voice should echo from the shadows of the room, keep chewing and blow.
And then another voice echoes, and it's a guard, and he says, who goes there? In typical guard voice.
That's right. This is an Austin Powers guard. And then gas fills the room just as Gumballhead blows a huge bubble, and this covers his entire head, but he doesn't suffocate. He can actually breathe fine inside this bubble, John.
What in the amniotic fluid is happening in this Act 3?
And so the guards all drop from the gas one by one, and the source of the voice emerges. It's the shadowy figure from the mall, the girl from the mall who tried to get her fortune. And
the empty fortune
exactly
girl.
Right. And Gumball recognizes her right away.
So we remember this girl. What great Gumballhead has a friend.
Yes.
But like, who is she? Why is she here? She's the no future girl. Do we get an explanation?
Not yet. I mean, I think, no time to explain. We need to get you out of here is what she says to him.
Good point.
She pulls him out.
Not the
right.
Best time for a backstory drop. Okay.
Exactly.
Keep going. Tell me what's happening.
So I'm seeing this as Gumballhead, he escapes with this mystery woman, and they peel out and they grab the Astrovan from earlier and they rip out of there. And Gumballhead, at this point, pops the bubble. He can breathe air again. He smells like sugar. He looks like he's covered in goo.
Chicken bones.
Chicken bones and shame. And he says, who are you? And the woman just says, I'm one of the ones you saved. And he kind of sinks back and he's like, oh, great. I got a crazy fan who found me. Like, maybe I'm not out of the woods yet. Hey, I just read the balls. And she cuts him off. And he's like, no. Before that, before the balls, before the fortunes, I was one of the first ones you saved.
Secret backstory.
That's right. And so Gumballhead's like, I don't understand. And the woman says, years ago, when I was just a girl, I came to the mall, I worked with my mom. And one day I saw you gave me a red gumball, and it said, remember, always wear your seatbelt, which we reference in Act 1. Is one of the things
well
we used
done.
to say.
That isn't made up. That's real.
That's right. And, and the woman goes on to say, I'll be honest, I didn't used to do that all the time. My mom was pretty checked out. I often bounced around the back of our station wagon with no seatbelt on. But that day, after seeing you in the ball, you made me smile, laugh. I put my belt on. And what do you know? My mom drove her station wagon off the bridge. She died. I lived because of you.
Whoa, now. Okay, so that was back when Gumballhead was just dropping random bits of trans fats are bad.
Right.
So does that mean the Gumballhead is it can actually tell the future himself? Is he the original source? I need to know if this is true or if it's just, did he save this girl's life on a fluke, giving some random good advice?
I don't think we get to know that, John.
No!
I think the woman goes on to explain that she works for Big Boom, the Big Boom Inc.
Even worse.
Exactly. And
she's evil.
And she was, we'll see, she was tasked with trying to crack time travel. She failed. She kept failing. But the stakes kept rising, demands, we need to figure this out. We need to get into the future so we can bet on the right winner of the Super Bowl. I mean, so we can save humanity, seedy, creepy stuff like that. And, she kind of tells Gumballhead they wanted too much information. The system kept crashing. They were trying to boil the ocean. I tried to tell them it was too much, but they wouldn't accept it. But I had a plan. If I asked this machine simple questions, it could give me like 1-sentence answers. So I had to hide my findings to not get caught, that whole thing. And she had this idea of like, maybe if I use this forgotten gumball making machine inside PoultraCo.
Wait a minute. PoultraCo, the chicken company / defense company / sportsbook company, also makes gumballs.
Another third act surprise coming for you, John. So before they were PoultraCo, they were Ballco. But a lawsuit from 21 families whose kids choked on their poorly made gumballs caused them to shut down and pivot to chicken, of course, leaving many of their brand ambassadors hanging out there in the wind with no guidance, just wandering around malls. And so Gumballhead begins to sweat, and he like instinctively just like grabs the back of his gumball helmet.
Oh God, no!
Not even thinking.
Wait, okay, sorry, I interrupted. Keep going.
So I think the woman opens up Gumballhead's little refill door in the back of his creepy gumball helmet, and inside is the faded but unmistakable logo of Ballco. Our balls make the world smile, which is of course Ballco's old slogan next to the logo, and they used to just make gumballs and gumball machines.
That's my slogan.
That's right. That's where this all began. And the woman's like, you sees Gumballhead like having a panic attack basically, and she's like, I know. I wanted to tell you, I didn't know if this would work at all. I tried to get to you before the TikTokers did, but I failed. Once I figured out like it was kind of working, at that point it was too late. You became too big, and I couldn't expose myself getting close to you. I might be seen on TikTok. My bosses would find me, and I'd be dead. So I had to wait till they found you to break you out and save you.
So does this mean that Gumballhead was like a drone, like a plant from Poultra? Is he just a poor failed mall performer getting taken advantage of?
Right. I think those are the questions that are racing through Gumballhead's mind right now too. And I think before he can open his mouth, we hear the clink and the rolling sound of another gumball dropping, and it rolls out into Gumballhead's hand, and it reads, "Don't trust her. She lies."
My God, this final act is going to make me crash out. I will crash out.
No. You and Gumballhead both, John. And so the woman reacts, or she reaches over, and she's trying to see the gumball, but the Gumballhead pulls away, and the woman's like, "What? What is it?" Like, no, it can't be true. If it's something bad, they probably hacked the system. But what does it say? And then another ball drops, and it says nothing is hacked. You can't trust her. You can't trust anyone.
My God.
And then another ball and another. And Gumballhead thinks he hears maybe someone in the Raptors. Is it a sniper?
Sure.
Here's a car pulling out in the parking lot. He feels like the walls are closing in on him maybe a little bit. He doesn't know who to trust. And he says that, how do I know you're telling the truth? You work for them. You're one of them. And the woman's like, so are you. Remember? They put you here. They put that gumball suit on your head. And the balls continue to drop, and Gumball heads back slowly towards the edge of, like, the food court, let's say. He's on the second floor of the mall. The fountain is 30 feet below him.
Whoa. This is getting really dark.
Darker than that licorice gumball you would have pulled, John. Just, again, the worst kind. Shouldn't exist. And so another ball drops as he's standing there on the edge, again, like looking at the ghosts in the rafters, looking at this woman, trying to, once again, fill in the walls, closing in. How did I get here? And this last ball just says in all caps, chew them all.
Great.
And so Gumballhead begins chewing. He's got 3 gumballs in his mouth, then 4, then 10, then 12. His mouth is full of drool. His cheeks are packed with gum wads. And the woman's like, what are you doing? We're your only way out. You need us as much as we need you. And Gumballhead tries to laugh manically, but his mouth is too full. He almost chokes. Then the final ball drops with just one word that says blow. And so Gumballhead blows, and the bubbles expand rapidly, fills his gumball helmet. He tries to scream, but instead trips, falls, and as he's falling backwards, his head explodes into the fountain below.
Good Lord. That is an ending that the audience will surely love. Or
I don't know.
Or at least run to Reddit and try and figure it out.
That's right. That's what we want. We want you on the message boards.
That happened quick. My blood was moving faster. We've got some epilogue questions coming up next. Okay, so a couple questions I have not made up on the spot, but definitely thought through ahead of time, Harrison.
As we always do.
The Gumballhead, the gumballs, were they an actual source of truth? Were they coming from Gumball, or was the chicken factory? Now that the movie's over, you can spoil it for me.
Well, I don't think that's where the gumballs came from. I don't think that matters in my mind. We may talk more about this next week in the recap, but they were coming from somewhere, some metaphysical place. It wasn't a human putting this on these balls. They did, whether it was PoultraCo or some divine act in Gumballhead's life, stumble upon some kind of future predicting power that was indeed put inside these gumballs. Yes.
Okay, then here's a question. We don't even have to make it about Gumballhead. Let's make it about you.
Oh, good.
Do you think someone can actually predict the future or just influence it?
I could predict. Sure, maybe. I don't know. There are lots of futures out there, John. I think we're constantly drifting between timelines and we don't know it.
Yeah, sometimes I do feel it, though.
I think we all do.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 more questions for you. This one totally on brand.
Yes.
Is the chicken that PoultraCo produces, is it really 100% chicken, or is it more like a fast food chicken where it's like 70%?
I think
chicken?
they're all part John Cena. If that's weird, you haven't listened to Nugget Nectar, so you're weird. What I said is not weird. Go back to Nugget Nectar. But these larger than life chickens, they're not all chicken. No.
Okay. Last question. Going back to prophesizing the future, is that just marketing with better fonts? Like, what's the overall message of this film?
We'll talk more about this next week, but I think one of the messages can be find what you love and let it kill you.
Ah, Bukowski.
Exactly. So Gumballhead more or less did just that.
Went out like a hero, and that's it for us, folks. The chewiest, weirdest, poultry adjacent horror prophecy we've ever dreamt up.
And yet deeply needed.
Yeah, for sure. Want to help us pick our next nightmare? Tune in to Fast 5 and cast your vote for the next feature next week.
And remember to follow us at Beer Me That Movie on Instagram. Leave us a speak pipe message or just toss a gumball out our window. We love it all.
Until then, peace.
Punch.
Give me your gumball. Especially if it's chicken based.
That's worse than licorice.